Time now for Media Watch. A look at what's been making news in the Chinese media. Tianlong.com reports a farmer from Henan province has been awarded nearly $80,000 in compensation from the government after spending 13 years in jail on a false robbery charge. Xu Jingxiang was convicted on burglary charges and given a sentence of 16 years back in 1992. 5 years passed before a provincial procurator found discrepancies in his case and decided to ask the courts to re-examine the farmer's conviction. Xu was released in 2005 but spent another 4 years fighting for compensation. A new draft amendment to the law on state compensation finally saw lawmakers side with his case and award him compensation last week. The Southern Metropolis Daily reports that a woman has been sentenced to life in prison and had all her personal property confiscated after trafficking 10 children in southern China's Guangdong province. The 9 other people involved in the trafficking have been jailed for up to 12.5 years. 2 were granted leniency with reprieves for their minor roles, including a 73-year-old woman. The court said Xue, who operated a hair salon in the area, sold 10 children between July last year and January this year. Police have rescued 9 of the children, all of them boys. Most of them were abducted, except for one who was sold for $3,000 by his father. Local government officials in Guangdong province are working on plans to crack down on illegal immigration in the region, which sees the most traffic of non-Chinese entering and exiting the country. The Global Times reports that the move is being made in the interest of enhanced security ahead of the Asian Games. Local governments are charged with handling residency and employment issues for foreigners. The Hong Kong Commercial Daily recently reported that 6.5 million foreigners travelled through the city in the first half of 2009. A wedding ceremony on an island grabbed much attention recently because it was the first one in half a century. This island is home to a leper colony. Now, the Southern Metropolis Daily reports that the groom is a volunteer on the island, and in order to share happiness with the patients there, the couple decided to hold their wedding ceremony in the leper village. They used the only 3-wheeler on the island as the wedding car. All the volunteers and villagers came to send their best wishes. The villagers chipped in and bought a pair of gold rings for the couple. And finally, the Global Times reports that a woman known for taking care of abandoned animals is retiring from her voluntary duties. Vendors at a pet market in Beijing left cats and dogs they couldn't sell outside her home. Fu, a retired Beijinger in her 50s who lives in a yard next to the pet market, says she has been raising abandoned cats and dogs for more than a decade. The market is closing down and vendors have left cats and dogs outside her yard. She has more than 20 of the animals living in her 10-square-metre room and says she can't afford to care for them anymore. And that's today's Media Watch. Indeed, that's all for now. For the team here at BON News.